What's up, y'all? Been back here in the shop working on the car. Got some more work done on the roof, but still a lot more to go. It's a slow, tedious process, but I'm doing what I can. Taking it little by little, one day at a time. You know, it's like with this stuff, it's best not to rush it. So, like I said, I'm working on it when I can. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of stuff going on, so it's been kind of slow going. And even then, when I do have time, like it took considerable time just to get it to where it's at now. And like I said, man, it's like very noisy, you know, the roof. When you get anywhere away from the edges, it just kind of really makes a lot of noise. And it can be hell of annoying. I probably need some damn ear protection when I'm doing it, to be honest. But needless to say, we started, we're gonna finish, and we're gonna do it the right way. I mean, the best way is no doubt about it would be to sandblast it. You know, then it's just over in, 10, 15 minutes. But, you could also do it by hand if you had to, so we don't want to get too funny acting. We'll just grind it out, and I just have to deal with it, Like I said, I would already say I'm about a quarter through it, maybe a little bit more. Maybe I'm about 35%. So we still got a ways to go, but it's cleaning up nicely. So far, only one dent. And some spots will go a little bit easier. Like you can see here, we're already down to the metal. So in this area, I should be able to knock that out. But honestly, I think I'm gonna just do the whole thing. I was trying to maybe see if I could not have to do the entire thing, but I think I better off just do the whole damn thing, then I know what I got. So that's it. That's a quick update. It's not really enough for a full video. And I've been wanting to experiment with stretching the videos out, maybe less frequent updates, but a longer video. So I think we'll try that and see how it goes. Right now they could do better. So maybe I'm giving you guys too much all at once. So I'm gonna try just building on what I already have. So that's it for now, guys. Keep watching, stay tuned. And yeah, this will be a longer video for you. So if you enjoy, leave a comment below so I know to keep going in that direction. Also, if you don't like it, let me know too, so I can consider switching things up. But nonetheless, appreciate you tuning in and watching. Hit that like button, and we'll be right back with some more on this vehicle. 1962 Impala Coupe project here at Motor City Customs. And I'm your host, Shawnee C. We'll be right back. What up, everybody? Back on the Deuce project, still on the roof. Today is Thursday. Yesterday I didn't really get a lot done at all. I started on the work and had to take care of some stuff outside of the shop, so we didn't really get a whole lot accomplished. But today I do have a good hour and a half, so I'm trying to see what I can manage to get done today. So far I cleaned up about a chunk from here to there, and it's going okay. No major surprises, but like I told you guys, man, it is a real noisy process. And it's a little awkward. I'm on a step ladder because even with the car being at ride height, it's still a little bit high in the air. So, at least for me, So I'm doing what I can with the step ladder and trying to reach as far as I can. So I should be able to at least get to the halfway point on this side, and then I'm gonna, move the step ladder and switch over to the other side. This little back half, I still need to do this as well, but I'm kind of leaving that right now. I'm trying to do it in pieces. I don't want to, start doing this and then go into here. I want to have one clean surface from the front line, or from the windshield all the way to this line, and then from this line back I'll do separately. That's actually going to be a lot less noisy because it's a lot more solid, but the roof, I don't know. it just has that hell of a noise. You hear that? So when you can imagine when you're running the DA at high RPM and the whole roof is vibrating, it's just really noisy. Just trust me on that. I'm going to spare you guys and not record that noise because, my God, it at least drives me crazy. I might have to bring in some air protection if this is going to take too much longer. But yeah, I think I'm going to thug it out and just get it done. I started crossing over into the other section there the other day. But yeah, I'm going to go a little bit further in the back half, scoot up. I mean, I'm trying to get to the halfway point. So right about where you see that line right there, or that shiny spot. So although it doesn't look like much, it takes a good bit. I'm gonna try maybe change the sandpaper, and it might bite a little bit better, and I'll be able to knock it out. But overall, I'm not gonna complain because, like I said in the previous clip, man, I thought I was gonna have some kind of hail damage or something up here, a bunch of dings, or maybe even some kind of repair. And I'm just trying to figure out why did we have all this filler, you know? But fortunately, no damage. I think they were just doing it to get that show car laser straight finish. They were just gonna, they only have a skim coat. Whatever it is, they use some good stuff, maybe 3M or something, because it's on there. But I gotta grind it all off, because I just don't want all that filler. And I mean, it looked good enough to where I could have kept it if everything kind of looked like this. But like I told you, in some spots, somebody started exposing it, and we already saw how the roof started off. Somebody started sanding it off already. So I'm not now going to add a bunch of filler on the roof and be trying to block the roof and all of that when the roof is good. It doesn't really need any of that. So that's it, guys. I'm just going to keep pressing on it until I get it done. Because yeah, that's clearly an ugly look. It looks worse than it is. I mean, the roof is flat, but it's just somebody had filler, primer, and then a darker primer or epoxy. So we got 3 different colors, and it looks a bit, unsightly. And once we get it all down to metal, that's the foundation, we'll be good. So just a little quick update. This is gonna be added into the video I did last time around. So when you see this, it's a series of clips, but you should get a longer video and hopefully a better overall experience. But you guys make sure you let me know if you prefer frequent short updates or a once a week longer update. Something I'm trying to try out to see if we can get a little more traction with the videos. I enjoy doing this, but if I'm only getting 50 views, it's not worth my time to record it. You know what I'm saying? So if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So stick with me, support the channel, and let's see how far we can get with this car, guys. Either way, I'm gonna do the car, but it's like, why take the time to record it, edit it, upload it, blah, 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 if it doesn't produce anything for me other than the gratification of knowing I might have helped somebody. So with all that said, that's where we're at with it, and we'll be right back. Peace. All right, folks, we made a bit more progress, but as expected, it's a bit slow going, and you don't want to rush through this kind of stuff. So doing what I can to do it, and with patience. Let me say it like that. But we did at least reach the halfway mark in this portion. I'm still gonna, with the time that I have left in the shop today, I'm gonna still work to try to clear the rest all the way back to this line, so that we'll be done with at least half of it, because it's taking some time. It's not something where I could just easily knock out in one day, because I don't have like one solid day to work on it. And honestly, I think it's probably, day and a half worth of work if you're just going full bore on it, considering breaks and not rushing, etc. But needless to say, it's all good though, we don't have any issues underneath this stuff. So I'm just gonna keep pushing and keep grinding until we or keep sanding rather, until we have all of this material removed and we are down to the base foundation, and that's what we're going to build on. And honestly, we're planning for extremely minimal filler and more than likely just like glaze putty, because we did find at least this one divot right here. Something happened there and bonked it. I didn't even dig all of the filler out of that particular spot, because it's good stuff. It's really no reason to dig all the way to the bare metal. So I'm just gonna go over top of that with some of the U-Paw Dolphin glaze. And like I said, we'll see what we find along the way. But so far so good, and I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping we don't run into any issues underneath this filler and primer, etc. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This stuff is not really that exciting, but it's still part of the process, so I'm going ahead and giving you the content. Maybe you have a car in a similar situation and you just weren't sure what to do, never, thought you'd have to do something like this, and maybe this could help you out. But yeah, so I'm going to keep pushing, guys. So hang tight, and I'll come back to you and show you where we round out this day today. Be right back. Peace. What's up, folks? We're back, and yeah, as previously communicated, I kept going with the sanding, and we got it. I don't know if you can see from here, but we're at the halfway mark where we got half of the roof where we wanted it to be. We're down to the bare metal, and no surprises. At least this first, or the forwardmost part of the roof. If you know about these cars, these roofs are like simulated convertible tops, so they kind of have a couple of distinct sections. So we got that first portion, and we got a body line and a distinct portion from there to there, and then this distinct line from here to here. And it's meant to simulate like convertible rack, but it's still a hard top. But those lines make it kind of convenient to set a target goal that's achievable with the sanding. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go from the windshield to this first body line, and I want it to at least get to the halfway point. Now, granted, I didn't do all that in one day. It's certainly achievable, but I've been doing an hour here, hour there, 30 minutes there, 15 minutes there. So over the course of, I think it's been about 4 days altogether. Yeah, because it's Thursday. So we started this week with sanding on the roof, and I'm happy with this. We're able to get there. So tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be able to spend a little bit more time up here at the shop. And between tomorrow and Saturday, I hope, stretch target is to be able to get this other quadrant over there, from line to line, but on the passenger side, to get that all cleaned up. And then, maybe next week we can straggle into getting the back portion. Because if we can do all of this, then this back part won't be, much of a chore at all. We'll get that done, and then we can finally, address that one little dent up there. And if we uncover anything else, we'll fix that. But overall, we know we got a good solid roof, and it doesn't need any filler. So that's a big plus. Now, leaving this filler on there could have worked out, but you're more susceptible over time to having some kind of crack, or to have it soak up some kind of moisture and build corrosion underneath and damage this metal. So, if you don't need it, then you don't need it, and that's where I'm at with it. So, again, I opted to just sand it off. Some people may have opted to just smooth it out and do a couple spot repairs here and there. But again, it all depends on what's your main plan for the car, and whose car is it, right? Are you a shop working on it, doing what the customer asks you to do? Is it your personal project? Is it your homies? Is it your club brothers? All those kind of things make a difference on what route you're gonna go with the car. So in this case, this is what I'm choosing to do. But I'm just calling all that out to let you know, hey man, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Do things your way, and don't get boxed in by what somebody else said you should do. Do what works for you, and you'll ultimately be more happy with the end results. Or in the event, sometimes you may end up sad, like, oh, I should have listened and took it down to bare metal. I would have saved this paint. or blah, blah, blah. So, you know, do what works for you. But all I'm saying is don't get bullied into making some decision on what you should do for your car. Do what you feel in your gut, and then you'll be happy with the outcome. Or if nothing else, you can take full responsibility. Like, that turned out that way because I chose to do so and so. The worst thing is if something goes wrong and you're like, damn, I shouldn't have listened to those folks who told me I should do it this way. Anyway, that's, I guess, the little pep talk for the day. But all in all, we got this mission accomplished, and I'm happy. You know, now that we do have a decent amount of footage, I think I'm going to go ahead and release this video for you guys to take it in and give me your feedback. And so it's not such an abrupt gap and not such an abrupt change in what you guys are used to. So let me know in the comments below if you prefer short, frequent updates or one longer video. And I'm not sure how long this one is going to be, but probably just a little bit longer than normal. But all in all, it may land to be the same, you know? So you may not notice anything other than the longer gap between videos. And yeah, that's the view from the back. And doesn't look like much now. But when all is said and done and we finally start to get some color on this car, I think it's gonna make all the difference in having a respectable finish on the car and something that we can be proud of, and you can be like, damn, I watched him build that. You know, it came out good. I'm glad he did that. Or you can be like, see, that dummy messed up. He should have left it alone. Because always with the people rooting for you, it's a few people rooting for your downfall too. Never forget that. That's a part of life, and we just roll with the punches. But you folks who are rocking with us, we appreciate you a lot more. So make your presence be known. Drop a comment below. Hit the like button. Hype the video if you're on your mobile device. And share it with your friends. Let them know that we're doing it over here and we're building these cars. And when I say we and where, I'm talking about me, the one and only Shawnee C. All right, guys, y'all be safe. And yeah, keep your dreams in motion. Peace.